It's another crazy night. All right, let's see if the computer comes up. It's sitting behind the camera here, so I kind of got to look around. Waiting for the screen, waiting for 5x5s. We'll see what we got. Rob H with the 5x5. That's good. I don't see my screen yet. So there comes my screen. And Schulte Family Homestead, Finley the dog, Robert, 5x5s. Okay. Okay, we made it. Sorry if I look a little ragged, guys. I've been out working like most of you. But the good news is finally getting some water in the pond. They take a while. But talk about in true prepper fashion, it is a garden pump in a creek that is 700 feet from my pond, running on my EcoFlow. And so I'm filling a pond with the garden hose. But hey, it's a way to get water in it. With the lack of rain we got right now, every drop counts. So we'll do it. So that's it. And Mrs. P and I were out spreading wood chips, all these wood chips we got from grinding up trees when we were digging up the pond, putting all this stuff out, try to build up some soil, kind of a back to Eden type thing, but more for around the trees and her elephant ears and the raspberries and stuff like that. Help build the soil around there a little bit. So yeah, it's been another beautiful day out here today, high 70s, and so getting out done. But I'm excited about getting some water in the pond. So it's every 5 hours I've got to run down there and swap out generators and charge one and use the other. But that was kind of the whole plan for doing this. Why I got multiple ones. So that's what we're doing. And I know I'm kind of waiting for the crowd to get in here because I'm watching the ticker there. We got 1140 in here now, and I know it'll keep going up here because we got over a couple of thousand comments. Elliot emailed me today. He said he might be able to make the live stream tonight. So Elliot may or may not be here. I don't know. If anybody does see him, say hello and say thank you. Because, of course, it's Wellbots and their generosity that's allowing, a company that actually gets what we do, and trying to help everything. And obviously, it's a business decision for them. But, when the products are good, I've got, and prepper related, I've got no problem working with them. It's, oh, gee, send me a sponsor our NFTs, or like I said, multiple times, lingerie, or, I've had some really weird ones, but, Elliot's done good for us, and so I appreciate everything he's done. He's done good for you guys, and that's a good partner to have. Vicky, thank you for the super chat. That is greatly appreciated on this end. So, okay. So I'm going to let everybody know this now, and we're going to go again. I'll give you a couple of minutes. If you have not registered for the drawing tonight, you need to go to the Saturday video that's titled Emergency Refrigeration and make a comment, and the comments must have your state in it, in the comment. You must be in the 48 contiguous states. Sorry, they can't ship overseas, and Alaska and Hawaii just gets a little too crazy, so we stick to the lower 48. So, I'm going to say this. When we pull a name, if the person does not have the state in which they live in, or if they are not in the lower 48, it is not a valid entry, and we will continue on. Again, I said in Saturday's video, must be present to win. I know a couple of people have emailed me about, well, I watched this on my Roku or something and I can't comment, or I'm sorry, I got to do it this way because we've had somebody that tried to scam us out of one prize, and so I'm not going to put up with that. I want this to go to somebody who is a regular on the channel, not somebody who goes, oh, gee, look, there's a channel doing a giveaway tonight. Let me see if I can get it, and never hear from them again. Okay. The next thing you know, whatever we do is in a pawn shop somewhere. So, that's the whole point of doing it. So I apologize if you can't do it. Please go find the video on your phone or something like that, and make a comment, do it that way. So once we draw the name, it will be, I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to say they're here. And we've had it happen a couple of times where people don't show up to the live stream. If they're not here, they forfeit the prize, and we'll go on. I will give everybody 3 minutes after we draw the name to make a comment in the chat there that says, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Okay. And that way we know it. Then what the winner will have to do is email me their name and their mailing address. Has to be a physical address. Can't do post office box because they use FedEx. So got to be a physical mailing address. I don't care if it's your office or whatever it would be, but just be there. Wanda, thank you for the super sticker. Yeah, cup of coffee. Ain't that the truth? But email me your address. I will get that to Elliot, and then he is going to ship the cooler straight from Wellbots to you guys. A lot of you asked on the generator saying, I called EcoFlow, and EcoFlow has no idea what I'm talking about. This is the same thing, guys. This isn't even an EcoFlow product we're talking about. It's an ACOPower, ACOPOWER is the company that makes the product here. But Wellbots is the company that we are doing these with, where Elliot is from. Elliot's not with ACOPower. He's not with EcoFlow. You call that company, they don't have a clue what you're talking about, okay? So everything is on Wellbots. And I know somebody said they got a hold of EcoFlow customer service and they were no help and couldn't figure out what's going on. Of course it was. Got the wrong company. It's like calling up McDonald's and say, why is my Whopper wrong? It's not going to matter. They don't do that. So that being said. All right. So if that kind of gets everything clear, I want to thank all my moderators real quick for putting up with this craziness once again. Lorna, Lucky Dame, Robert, Jacob, and North Shore, who are all here again and trying to monitor the ticker tape that is the chat room here. But are you guys ready, or you guys want to wait a little bit and do this later? So, you tell me. I mean, we can do it either way. So, let's see if there's any comment there. Ready. Okay. Bear Time says ready. All right. Good. That's I figured anyway. You guys wanted to do it here. So let's go over to the YouTube random comment picker, and I'm going to show you all this on the screen. So there's the flip deal. All right. And now let me blow this up so you guys can see it. There we go. All right. So I'm hoping everybody can see that. Somebody let me know that that's coming through clear to you guys and you can see the screen. She ready? Hi, good luck. I'm here. I think it was Serb. Thank you for the super chat. 5x5. Not clear. Okay. It's going to have to be, guys. I can't make it any clearer. The winner's name will be in a lot bigger print, so you'll be able to see it here. Okay. But if I can show you here, up on the right-hand side in this white box, I have the link to Saturday's video. That was the only place that you can enter. If you did not comment on that video, you sent me an email, you carrier pigeons, smoke signals, whatever, it doesn't matter. Those aren't valid. It had to be on that video. So that is where all the entries are coming from. We are going to filter out duplicate users. We are going to include, no, we're not going to include replies to comments. Everybody gets one entry, and this is it. And hopefully your comment was made with following all the directions. So let's see, as I click get YouTube comments down here on the bottom, let's see how many entries we had. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. There's 1,000. There's 2,000. 2,538 entries. Okay, so not as many entries this time as we did for the generators, but even then, as you guys know, we are drawing for the solar refrigerator slash cooler slash freezer that I talked about on Friday. So if y'all are ready, I will scroll here, and on the left side, all I got to do is click this little white button, which is now a blue button, and here we go. Good luck, everybody. Jennifer Schaefer. Thanks, Pinball. Another awesome giveaway. Jen in Georgia. Jennifer Schaefer. All right. Now, mods, you got to help me here and let me know. Yeah, all right. I see what, there you go. It's probably a little clear. Well, maybe. Jennifer Schaefer, are you here? Please let us know. It is 8:10. At 8:13, you're done. So let's see if Jennifer Schaefer is here. Guys, if you can all do me a favor and not comment right now, it'll make it easier for me and the mods to see if Jennifer comments. Just a little more helpful. If Jennifer's not here, then we're going to do it all over again and pick somebody else. So Jennifer Schaefer, you got 2 more minutes. Why does this always happen? We got 1,600 people in here right now and 2,500 entries. So yeah, there's 900 people that entered and aren't here. Tom, sorry about the blurriness. Yeah, it is what it is. So I'm trying to pick up the picture of the computer on my phone with the camera, so that's what it is. But Jennifer Schaefer, we're waiting to see if she is here. If not, we'll flip this over and do it again. At least hold her name up. It was clear enough that you guys could read it, and certainly I could see it. Jennifer, why do I get the feeling you're not here? It's 8:12. I always feel bad because, you know, somebody watches the replay in the morning and they're going, holy crap, I forgot, you know. But, yeah, Wolfgang playing the Jeopardy music, yes. Jennifer Schaefer, I'm here, Pinball. There we go. Jennifer's in there. All right, under the wire, but she is here. Jennifer, email me your name, address, and phone number this evening so I can get it over to Elliot, and we will get this mailed out to you. He'll have it sent out to you sometime there this week. So Jennifer, congratulations. You are the winner of the solar refrigerator freezer / cooler, courtesy of Wellbots and our buddy over there, Elliot. So congratulations. All right, so now let's flip this back this way. Let me move my computer where I can actually see this thing. And we will get into the normal evening. I wanted to say, Serb 1980, thank you for the super chat. It flew by, and all I was trying to do was see the couple that I can get on my phone at this point. So I do appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So, guys, normal rules. It's Q&A. So this is your chance to get questions answered, have conversations, whatever would be. I will say something. A couple of people have asked me why I don't ever do premieres, you know, and just schedule a video for a certain time. I'm usually pretty good about getting it up somewhere between 6 and 7-ish in the morning, and then somewhere around lunchtime. Okay. It depends on how long it takes me to edit and stuff. Some videos are, you know, straight from film to YouTube, and others, when I've got pictures or video clips or whatever, there's a lot of editing that's got to go into that, and that takes me a couple hours to get all that done. But the reason I don't do premieres is the moderators do enough work as is, and as much as I know you guys would love to have conversations, the live conversations like you have at chat here, and some channels do them, I don't want to take any more time. The moderators, they're, very kind to donate their time each Tuesday and each Saturday to me, and I really don't want them to have to, give up more of their spare time. They got real things to do too. So, again, I greatly appreciate my moderators. They do an exceptional job. They're completely voluntary on their part, but that's the reason I don't do it. So a few of you guys have asked. But okay. So standard stuff on YouTube. If you got a question for me, please put it in all caps. I race through them. That's what I'm looking for there. It's nothing new to anybody who's been on YouTube for more than 20 seconds. You guys would know that one. Please keep it PG-13. Okay, we do run this as family friendly here. Yes, every once in a while I'll say a 4-letter word or something like that. That's, your teenagers have heard the words I use. Okay, your 6-year-old might not want to be in a room. But the one thing that I do demand is that you are respectful of each other in the chats. We get the trolls. We get the people trying to be Billy Badass in here and stuff like that. That's not what we're here for. This is a family, and Crazy Uncle Joe is not invited to the party. So, you can go get drunk somewhere else and be a pain in the ass. So, all right, let's get into the chats. I will start at the top, or as close as I can get to it here, but I want to get after all the congratulations to Jennifer here. So we'll go in, and I'll get through as many questions as we can. We'll wrap this up at 9 o'clock. Big Bear Prepper. Hey, Pinball, do you pour your urine mix on plants or ground above the plants? I did a video where I showed you guys how I basically built a sprinkler system for it. Okay, I hooked my hose into one of those, like, it almost looks like the old Miracle Grow spray feeders, but you got to find one that you can take the nozzle off, so you can put another section of hose, and then I take a 5-foot section of hose, and then I put my sprinkler on the end of it. So the water comes in from the hose, is mixed up there with the urine, and then goes right out through my sprinkler, and I just overhead water the entire garden. And I know there's going to be plenty of people say, oh, you should use drip tape and everything like that. Okay, that's great. If you've ever spent any time putting in drip tape and all this and taking it out and cutting it and doing all that, it's a pain in the ass, okay? You can do it if you want. It's expensive, and it takes a ton of time. Yes, I understand that I'm going to lose some water to evaporation. That's fine. I get it. But when people say, oh, you're going to hurt your plants, that's an old wives' tale. Okay, water droplets on your plant does not burn the leaves. That's not true at all. Okay. If you think about how farmers water, okay, you've driven past fields, and you've got these monster things along the top, that are going over the crops, watering from the top down. How does your garden get watered with rain? Rain doesn't come through a drip tube. Okay, rain comes from the top, so don't worry about it. The only caveat to it is make sure that you water before the end of the day. You don't want to be watering this time of day now, because as it gets dark, you will leave that water on the leaves, and then as it gets cool in the evening, that is an invitation for disease to come in, okay? You want to water preferably in the morning before it gets hot. That way any of the water that is on the leaves can dry off, and you don't have to worry about diseases coming up. But yes, I made my own little thing. There's a video on it. If you go back to the gardening playlist, I think I called it something like a real time saver or something like that. Okay. John Fortwinger, Pinball, why did you not try a ram pump to fill the pond? No power. Was the distance too far? The distance is 700 feet. And honestly, I don't even know what a ram pump is. This is just the pump I have, because once the pond is full and I've got fish in it, that water is also going to be great to use because of the fish emulsion in it to water my garden. So it is the garden pump I have that I will eventually be pumping water out of the pond and onto my gardens. So no, I didn't go out and buy another pump specifically for this. Lori Smith, some insect is eating my green bean leaves. What should I do? Well, you need to find out what it is first. To figure out if it's caterpillars, get some BT. Maybe you've got aphids. I mean, different things. At that point, you can spray it with some milk and water. But you need to figure out first what insect it is, and then you can figure out what the treatment is. If you figure it out, send me an email and I'll try to help you. If you can send me a picture of the insect, I can help you too. So no problem there. Excuse me. Laura, thank you for the super chat. Laura says, good evening. I look for your great informative videos every day. Did you see that an egg truck crashed in Dallas yesterday and 30,000 eggs were lost? Yes, I did. Just daily, there's some sort of crazy thing that's got to be a mess with food. Lose 30,000 eggs. Hey, it's like we don't have egg problems already. Let's just, how the crash happened, I don't know. Was it the driver fall asleep? Was it a car hit it? I didn't see it, but I did hear about the story. Let's see. Renee Swarth, regular seeds versus seed tape. Thoughts? Any luck with seed tape? Well, I do both. I do both, okay? But not the way you think of. If you had watched the video I did probably February or something, I make my own seed tapes. And reason why is A, it's a lot cheaper. B, I can make it out of any seed I need to. I'm not stuck with whatever the the company that made the seed tape decided to use. And then I can get my spacings the way I want to do it, okay? Not necessarily the way they want to do it. But I did a video on it where you make a seed tape basically out of toilet paper and a little bit of flour and water. What did I do this year? My spinach, my beets, my radishes, with my seed tape worked fine. The nice part about it is when I'm planting, it's real easy. Unroll it out, put it on the ground, cover it with a little dirt, I'm done. And I like to do it with the teeny tiny little seeds because there's nothing like a pain in the ass of trying to put those little seeds in a right spot. Sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing. And the one thing I hate doing is thinning plants because that's just throwing away seeds to me. So, Kathy Pinkstaff, hi, Mr. Pinball, when can we meet your wife? She's been on numerous times. There's a playlist that's called Cooking with Mrs. Pinball. So if you want to meet her, go on there and watch one of those videos. She's camera shy, but every once in a while when she's making a Russian dish or something like that a few times, we got a couple more that we're going to make over the summer that we'll show you and everything like that. But getting on camera is not really her thing. But she's done a few. Carol Alderiti, Zone 9, barely removing goat head stickers to till up a plot for a garden. I have no idea what that means. Okay. Prep Rebel, did I find out what animal smushed my spuds? A few people have commented it was probably a bear. So it's probably what we had. Wolfang, yes, I saw this one. Congress had a talk about UFOs today. Your thoughts? Who was it? Jim Jordan, I think. And I couldn't agree with him. I like Jim Jordan. Okay, not that I'm in Ohio or anything like that, but the guy's a straight shooter, and I appreciate that. But he's absolutely right. We got high crime, high inflation, a border problem, wasting money, money laundering going on, with the government and $40 billion. And Congress is going to spend its time talking about UFOs. Really? Okay. Congress, just so you guys know, Congress hasn't had a UFO conference in 50 years. That's how important it is. All this is a stall tactic by the Democrats going, well, we've screwed up everything, so let's talk about something that there's no possible way we can screw up. And we'll talk about UFOs for a while. The next thing I'm waiting for is, Congress to have, hearings on the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial or something like that. But, because important news, but yeah. Don Oliver, will EMP affect solar panels? If they're plugged in, yes. Okay. If they're not, no. Mad Mav, how long before USA becomes like Sri Lanka? I'm assuming you're talking about the food riots. Uh, Sometime this summer would be my bet. You're already starting to see people real pissy in the grocery store. All right. And we're not seeing, there's still food on the shelves. It's not as much as there used to be. The selection's down a little bit, or maybe there's only 6 cans of something, or a couple of bunches of bananas or whatever, as opposed. But there, nobody's walking out of the grocery store going, "Oh my God, there's no food." Give it a few months. All right. Remember, the harvests are crap. Nobody's planting. The stuff that's on the shelf in the cans now is last year's harvest. Okay. The fresh stuff is this year's harvest. Walk through the produce section. We were in Kroger the other day in Knoxville, so a big grocery store in a big city. The produce section was weak. So that's going to tell you a lot there. Looking at the price of meat. I mean, there's, now problems in the UK, I guess, with pork. There was a story on fishing problems on the East Coast again with herring and I forget what the other fish was, where they don't want them fishing for fish. I mean, guys, if you're not seeing this, the regulatory bodies are doing anything and everything they can to stop the food supply. We're going to have avian flu, bird flu, cull all the birds, cull all the chickens, no eggs, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, now we've got a pork issue. Okay, so let's get rid of all of this. Oh, now we've got crop problems and fertilizer problems and rain problems or drought problems, and let's just throw diesel in there. The perfect storm, guys. And it's eventually going to come to the point of there ain't going to be any food in the store, or there's going to be very little, and there's going to be a lot of people fighting over it. Well, I don't plan on being one of the people going, crap, we don't have anything. So, because 95% of the country, guys, does not have a week's worth of food in the house. All right. And I'd say probably 97% doesn't have more than a month's worth of food in the house. Jay Myers, Pinball, you do an excellent job. Love your videos. Very informative. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to do my best. I make mistakes just like everybody else. Okay. But I try to give you the best information I possibly can. Awesome Sauce 753, is diesel a byproduct of gasoline? Yes, it is. Fred Coates, question, what kind, how big is the wood chipper that I have? Which would you recommend under a moderate budget? Okay. We rented a wood chipper to do the trees and stuff like that, and it was $1,000 a day. All right. So no, there is no a little $400 wood chipper. I've got one like that, and that's good for taking little sticks and stuff. That's there. I mean, what I use it for more than anything else is when I'm taking down my corn stalks and stuff like that, or my pole beans or anything, anything that's like broccoli or anything that's got a big stem to it. I run it through a wood chipper so I can throw it in the compost pile. That's what I use my cheap little wood chipper, $200 wood chipper for. That's about it, because anything to chop wood, forget it. Acushnet Prepper, how am I going to stock the pond with fish? I will go to one of the fisheries and get bass, bluegill, or whatever brim, and a couple of cats. Linda Mick, dilutes urine 1 to 6 with water, actually 1 to 10. Montana Grizz fan, hello from Montana. Have you heard anything about the rumors that the Pilot and Loves are going to have their diesel fuel allotments cut later this summer? Talked about that a few days ago, and that's actually going to be sooner than this summer. They're already telling the truckers, at least on the East Coast, to be filling up now, because there's no guarantee that there's going to be fuel there in the morning. So, Nancy Reichart, how do I dilute the urine for fertilizer? 1 to 10, or I do my little contraption that I was telling you about earlier. We scrolled up. Diane Jacobs, row covers for early spring or late fall. Can you make one? They are so expensive. I don't know how you'd make one. Yeah, I mean, they're going to, I mean, if you're talking about shade cloth or something, sure, you can make that. But row covers and stuff like that, you pretty much have no choice but to buy the mesh. I mean, there's no way in the world. It wouldn't be worth the time for the cost of the row cover. Mary, I can't find a hose water. So for my mix, I did a 20-to-1 for new plants and going to do a 10-to-1 for older. Okay. You couldn't find the little water contraption. Gotcha. Sure, you can mix it in a sprinkling can or whatever it is. That's why I say 10-to-1 is fine. And Elizabeth, thank you for the super chat. Just want to say thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. You've helped me so much. I'm glad I have, and I'm glad you get something good out of it. That makes me feel good. Brewer's wife, forgot to say I don't feed the birds in my yard. Starlings are arriving and annoying us. And I know I get the being annoyed by the birds and things like that. I just want to remind everybody, if you don't feed them, they're still going to come to your yard and eat. They're just going to eat what you don't want to feed them. They're going to eat your tomatoes if there's no water for them. They're going to eat seeds and things like that. We feed the birds. Mrs. P feeds the bird. Mrs. P feeds everything. Okay. So like she's like Snow White running around the yard. It's like, okay, the chipmunks here and the crows here and the blue jays here and the bluebirds here and whatever, it's like crazy. But the advantage to it is they leave my garden alone. So the chipmunks and the squirrels still, I mean, they were still picking corn seeds out of the ground when I was planting those, and I had to go back and replant more, and they still got more. Go out there and you could see where it was all dug up. But I don't lose that much. So Freedom Sassy, did I see what Potato Head did Friday? Took 5 terrorist groups off the watch list. No, I didn't see that, but I did see that the U.S. is recruiting ISIS members to go fight with the Ukrainians. How about that one? Charles Goki, thank you for the super stat. How many starlings does it take to fill a crock pot? There you go. Starling soup. Mark Chenoweth, I had no idea not to water in the evening. Thanks for the information. Yeah, you're just inviting disease. Wolfang, what type of fish will go into the pond? Brim, bass, and catfish. Okay, Stacy Sheffley. Hi, Pinball. How long does it take carrot seeds to germinate when planted in the TP like you do? All right, so carrots are notoriously difficult to get to germinate. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of things on it. In order for carrots to germinate, they have to stay constantly moist. So when you put the seed tape in, the first thing you're going to do is water that seed tape in before covering. Get those seeds wet. Cover dirt, water the top of the dirt. Then you need to put a board, a 1x6, a 1x10, whatever, that you're using over those seeds, and water over the top of the board very well. So the board will keep it moist. Now, carrots will not germinate unless the temperature is above 80 degrees. So even here for me, it's not time to get carrots in the ground yet because carrots won't germinate until it's 80 degrees. Once you're above 80 degrees, then it takes carrots about a week to 10 days to germinate. Leave that board on. Don't look at it. In about 10 days, go take that board out and you should see all your little green, and then you can start watering them as normal. Okay. That's the best trick I can tell you to get carrots to germinate. Carrots are notoriously hard to get to germinate. Rexhaw 1 Pinball, what kind of solar panels do you use for the Eco Pro and how long is the average charge time? I did a whole video on this. You can go back at the panels I use are the 12 CVAN 120 watt panels. There's a whole video on me doing the review on the panel with the EcoFlow and everything like that, times and everything. So go check that out. Electric prepper, what was in the garden? Trail cam in the yard. I don't have trail cams, but what was in the garden from what everybody's telling, we were looking today for prints, couldn't find any. But like I said, this is my potato garden, and my potatoes are already huge, so, but it looks like it was a bear. Lucky Dame, correct. No advertising. This is not Craigslist, please. I do have people that like to do that on the videos. Sometimes the comments, come watch my channel, whatever. As soon as I see those, I delete them. If you want me to talk about your channel, please ask my permission first. Don't just start promoting your channel on here, okay? Because I don't know you. And before I'm going to start promoting your channel or talking about it, I'm going to go watch your channel first. And if your channel's full of good information, I'm happy to talk about it. It's not. That was the whole reason I got on YouTube in the first place, because there were a whole bunch of channels that was putting out a whole bunch of crap information. And I'm not going to have anybody go say, but I heard about you on Pinball's channel and it's all crap. Sorry, no. So, let's see. Prepped Ohio Silver Stacker. I got that one figured out. How long do you personally think we have under the real food until the real food shortage is show for good or nobody can afford it? Harvest season this year. It'll be fall. That's when it's going to get crazy, because when nothing comes in, when all of a sudden bread is gone. I mean, bread's already ridiculously expensive. Okay, you know, even the loaf of bread that used to be $1 is now $2.19. You know, the store brand breads or whatever it would be. You know, when there is no wheat, when all of a sudden, you know, we're not getting the tomatoes like we usually do or anything, you start looking at, you know, wait till, you know, the grains, the wheats, the oats, the corn, you know, when that stuff doesn't come in, that's in everything, you know, then we got problems. And you're going to see that come fall. 5-acre gardener pinball, is that weed block or heavy black plastic in your garden beds? It's actually weed. It's not weed block, because weed block is kind of like that stringy material that's all over the place. This is, and it's not black plastic for sure. This is a woven mesh, so the water can permeate it, but the weeds can't come. The weeds could go down through it, okay? The roots, you all know, roots are very strong. They'll go through anything, okay? But the greens can't come up through it, but the water can permeate it. It's a mesh that's made out of plastic, yes, but it's, you know, 1/8 of an inch strips crisscrossed so the water can get through. Sil C, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate that. Beautiful day. Congress is proof they're here. I'm assuming you're talking about aliens. Yes. Now, that Congress certainly is not, because aliens are looking for intelligent life, and they sure as hell ain't going to find it in Washington. Someone get Pinball a drink. There you go. I think what it is we've been spreading straw for the better part of 5 days now, and it's just all that dust from spreading straws giving me a dry throat. P Fletch 83, UFO underfunded federal objectives, according to them. Joan S, what would you recommend to get rid of gophers that is safe to use around pets? Okay, so this is not going to be a Caddyshack reference. A cat? I don't have a good answer for that. I don't have the gopher problems. I've never had the gopher problems, so I really don't know. That's not going to be something that I've got any experience with, so I don't want to give you bad information. Julie Manti, did I miss the drawing? Yeah, we did it at the top, and no, you did not get called, so don't worry about it. Let's see. Jay Myers, aliens are real. They're in Washington, D.C. and in the White House. No, all the aliens are coming across the southern border. I'll call them aliens, at least. Linda Bopp, hello, folks. Just arrived here, was outside tending plants. There you go, doing priorities. Good. Let's see. Mountaintop Preps. How would I rate the new press secretary? God. Considering the very first question she got today, she stumbled, bumbled, and fumbled. Couldn't even answer Peter Ducey's question on inflation. You know, I mean, she had all her little talking points and her little cards there, and Ducey asked a question about inflation, and she went off and gave an answer about climate change. Yeah, okay. I mean, this one is making Jen Psaki look smart, and that's difficult. Kim Edmondson, don't forget Sasquatch, next meeting subject. The last thing I want to be doing is talking about Michelle Obama. Let's see. Colleen Hine, Ghislaine Maxwell trial ended. Anyone see or hear anything? Don't care. So, but the only thing that I'm concerned about right now that is, if you will, on TV is the results of the Pennsylvania primaries tonight. I could care less about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I could care less about Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, or anything else, you know, that doesn't affect me any way, shape, or form in my life. So, not worried about it. Let's see. Kathy Burrows, hi Pinball. Never planted peas before. I've read that you should use an inoculant. Do I need that? You don't need it. I use it because it's better if you do, but it's not a requirement or anything like that. So if you want to get it, you will have improvement on your germination, but it's not going to cause you problems or anything like that terribly if you don't. Mac M, best way with a solar generator to cool a room in a house in high humidity. Swamp cooler. That would be the best thing I could say at that point. You could always plug in an oscillating fan to it. That would work. I mean, it'd be a lot longer before you got to recharge the generator. Minnesota RAFFLE, can I explain more on the grand solar minimum? Okay, and I'll do this quick because we could go into this for hours. The sun goes through cycles at about every 400 years. We go through solar minimums, solar maximums and solar minimums. It's about an 11-year cycle. About every 400 years, we go through a grand solar minimum. About every 400 years, alternating, kind of like the Olympics, go through a grand solar maximum. What you have is a lot more activity going on right now, more solar flares that are hitting the earth, et cetera, that cause weather pattern changes, radio frequency interruption, whatever. I mean, the northern lights being seen down in Florida, droughts, floods, extremes in weathers, more snow, less snow where you don't expect it, warm winters up north, cold winters down south. That's what all these solar flares do. It's more activity on the sun's surface. Yes, I know it's a gas. But that's what the grand solar minimum is. It's a cycle that comes every 400 years. The problem that we have is 400 years ago, there are no records of what was going on in the United States. They can try to extrapolate out what to expect by records that happened in Europe in the 1600s, but there aren't any records of. I mean, the Pilgrims were just getting here, So what's going on in the U.S. is pretty much all. This is the first time anybody's experiencing it. So that's why there's a lot of confusion over it. Greg Worf, what will keep deer out of my wife's garden? Thanks, Pinball. Go to get some of Billy's bone sauce at Permapasture's Farm. He's got a YouTube channel on it. Do a search for Permapasture's Farm bone sauce. He's got a video on exactly what it is, how it works, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the best suggestion I can use, other than offense or something like that. Jay Myers, strawberry quart size Walmart was $5.98. Yeah. Strawberries, really? Okay. They'll grow prolifically if you just plant them. But yeah, it's like, oh my God. Jim Reddy, here where I live in Metro Atlanta, eggs doubled in price overnight. It's not a, guys, these are signs, if you will, to if you can raise chickens, raise chickens. If you don't, make friends with somebody who does raise chickens. Or, this is the time to start going out and figuring out your barter ideas, milk, eggs, grain, whatever would be, meet the farmers, meet the ranchers, meet the people, that raise chickens, raise bees, do whatever, and see if you can get your stuff from them, because chances are you're going to be able to get it cheaper from the source than you are from the store, because you don't have all the other hands that are out, the delivery driver, the distributor, the middleman, the blah, 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 which doubles the price. And the chicken farmer, who's got the eggs going, hey, cool, you know what? I can make more selling it to my neighbor down the street than I can selling it to the store, and still give my neighbor a good deal. See, here we go. And thank you, Lucky Dan, for getting this, but this is the kind of crap we get all the time. See, the one that says, click the arrow to win a free PS5. Really? Because we talk about PlayStations here on this channel all the time, don't we? Tom Larson, if canned chicken gets recalled, I'm calling BS. Ain't that the truth? Rooster, right out of Henry Kissinger's mouth, we control what we feed. Yes. That's the thing. He who controls the food controls the population, controls the people. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to control my own food, therefore I'm going to control this person. Prep Rebel, maybe we need a politician flu. Yeah, lead poisoning sounds like a good one. Janet, we the people, getting harder to get canned food dated past 2023, right? Because you're eating the stuff that's 2 years old now. That's the thing, Got another one. Win a free car today. Unbelievable. corpseremovalservices.com. Okay, I'm loving these. Somebody's having fun. Let's see. Fireman Phobe. Had a gallon of milk in the checkout today. Woman told me it's going up $2 tomorrow. Joy, joy. Kim Edmondson, folks can raise quail and rabbits indoors. Cages 30 by 30 by 18. Both of these are nature's fast foods, 8 to 10 weeks to freezer, plus quail eggs are good medicine. Mm-hmm. Mods, thank you for taking care of all these POSs in here with this green arrow guy. We just scrolled to the bottom, so let's see. Gibson Girl. They started selling half loaves of bread here in Massachusetts for $4.79. There you go. $10 for a loaf of bread, guys. Okay, a day's wages for a loaf of bread. We're going there. What was it? Who was it? I forget. One of the investment bankers, was it Morgan Stanley? I'm not sure. I don't remember which one. Said they're expecting gas to be $6.40 a gallon by August. Mind you, today, every state in the union is now above $4 a gallon. Okay. CB, Pinball, the pea water mix worked. My tomato plant is already looking much better already. Told you. It's nitrogen, guys. It's, I forget, there was a country that came out the other day and started advising the farmers to use urine to fertilize. I mean, guys, this goes back thousands of years. This isn't something that, gee, I'm goofy for doing. It's not like it's my idea. Okay. Cinderelli, any low-cost water well solutions with no power? The only thing you do possibly have a hand pump. I mean, the other thing would be, like the wishing wells, the old movies, little house over the top, you crank the bucket up. I mean, depends on how deep you've got to go to get water. Yeah, you're asking way too much there. Because if there was, every house in the country'd have it. Because, around here it's $10,000 to dig a well. So, well, let's see. Vicky Clark, the aliens will be very disappointed with what they will find in Washington. Yes, sorry, I keep looking outside, guys. It's getting dark, and I've got to go get that generator and pump from the stream. David Schiaffo, Pinball, what are your predictions for high civil unrest this summer in large cities? Philadelphia is crazy. Oh, all it takes is one spark. Let's have another George Floyd situation. Summertime is going to bring all the crazies out again. BLM, Antifa, they're all just sitting on the edge of the couch right now, watching the news going, come on, where can we find some place to go burn up buildings? I'm bored. I mean, they're just waiting for it, and I mean, you're surprised you're not already seeing it in Buffalo, but southernmost Illinoisan, how to kill ants without poisoning my vegetable garden. There's somebody had put this up. I've never tried it, but it was a mixture of borax and a couple other things. Look up, borax, do a Google search for borax to kill ants or something like that. A couple of people have mentioned that. I've never used it, but that's what they've given the idea. Brenda Mackey, a shotgun works on groundhogs. All right. We'll start calling you Granny, and it'd be the Beverly Hillbillies here. Just see somebody sitting at the, middle of their neighborhood, shotgun poached out the back window, and here, boom, be in the suburbs with a shotgun. That'd be fun. Prep Rebel, thank you for doing what you do to keep us from the self-promotion stuff. You're welcome. I guess best I can say. Krista Snelling, oh my God, late. Hope I didn't get drawn. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. If you're only here, no, I'm kidding. You weren't drawn. Kevin Gaston, the straw I put in my garden gave me bad Johnson grass. Anything I can do to get rid of it? The only thing you can do with Johnson grass is pull it. And I've still got the same problem with it here. I just keep pulling it and pulling it and pulling it, and I'm slowly getting rid of it. Yeah. But yeah, Johnson grass sucks. Karen McIntosh, where did I get the weed cover for the garden? I found it on Amazon. I bought it about a year ago. If you email me, I'll send you a link to what I got. Yeah, Jay Myers, the press secretary, she didn't circle back to the question. Ain't that the truth? KKR, how will I keep mosquitoes from nesting in your pond? I have an aerator with 2 aeration jets to it or whatever it was. It'll keep oxygen in the water for the fish, but also keep movement to the water. And mosquitoes like stagnant water, so if the water's moving, I don't have to worry about mosquitoes. And it wasn't the first day after we had rain in the pond that the bullfrogs moved in. So they're already here. Let's see. Double O, do you use 2 panels to charge your Delta 1300? Actually use 3. You can use up to 400 watts of power on that. On the 12C vans that I do are 120 each, so there's 360. So yes. Mythman94, any ideas what I can grow other than peppers and pineapples in South Florida? Your planting season is just different than everybody's. I mean, uh, go look at a channel on YouTube. It's Hollis, Hollis, and Nancy's Homestead. They're in Florida, and they do I mean, his gardens are gorgeous. And he does some great work on showing from planting seeds all the way to harvest in one video. I mean, lately he's been posting videos that he made last year. It's like, okay, here's how we put the seedlings in. Here's it is, 6 weeks later. Here it is 2 months later. Here's the harvest, yada, da, da, da. And, so you can see it all in one video from soup to nuts. But he'll talk all about gardening in, I think he's zone 9 or zone 10. And then you could also look at Scott Head. He's in Texas, but he's in zone 9. But yeah, you can grow about anything down there. It's just you're going to be planting a lot earlier than where, I'm already planting and getting ready to start harvesting on some of my stuff. The folks up in Michigan, Minnesota, they're just getting seedlings in if they're lucky. Okay. And I mean, I've already got cabbages the size of a Volkswagen. So, it all depends. You're just going to be planting ahead of me. You'd be putting seeds in the ground in February, where the rest of us are putting in, April, May, whatever it would be. Ashley, looks like Oz won't be elected in Pennsylvania. Thank God. I'm glad I don't live in Pennsylvania to vote, because those choices were Mo, Larry, and Curly between the three of them here, because was it Kathy Barnett? Everybody's saying she stands no chance. Oz is the poster child for being a rhino. And then, this other guy, I forget what his name is, doesn't exactly strike me as a conservative whatsoever. So, how do you win? Promise the Democrats, see if you can get any of them to come over. Jennifer Jacks, are the seed boxes still going around? Yes, they are. At least I know of where my two are. The box number 1 left Romulus, Michigan, heading for Bangor, Michigan yesterday. And box number 2 left Franklin, Indiana, heading for Monticello, Indiana yesterday. So that's where those are. So they're still moving up north, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, that sort of stuff. It's certainly not going to get to everybody through planting season, guys. We know that. Some of us are going to have seeds that we're going to be planting next year. But if we do this again, I will probably limit the boxes to about 30 people a piece, because 70, we did not, 6 months, we couldn't get through half the people. And unfortunately, some people sat on a box for 2 weeks. So, Northwood's Mama, raised bed for gophers, or ask Mousetrap Mondays. It's got to be another channel. He does a great job of figuring out pest problems. Made shit on a shingle tonight. It's become a family favorite. It's our nod to the times. There you go. I remember my mother making that budding chip beef and canned peas when I was a kid, and I was like, I hate canned peas. Mrs. P loves canned peas. I can't stand them. Somebody says use a dehumidifier. That won't cool you down, but it'll get the humidity out. Vision Preparedness, waiting on seeds to germinate. Yes, I'm impatient. Yeah, trust me, I'm right there with you. Prep Rebel, the chaff from the straws is the only place that masks work. Yeah, that's what I've got the cough from. I'm almost certain of it. Chief Jim, troops deployed to Somalia. What the hell? That's pretty simple, because Trump pulled them out. Biden's got to put them back. You remember, everything Trump did, Biden's trying to undo. It is pitch black outside. This is going to suck. Country Boy, last question. What garden plants benefit from ground eggshells? Primarily tomatoes and peppers, because both of them like the extra calcium. and the extra calcium is what gets rid of blossom end rot. So that's why you want to use some sort of form of calcium around your peppers, or when you plant your peppers and when you plant your tomatoes, preferably in the bottom of the hole. If you didn't put them in the bottom of the hole, I will tell you how to do this. Ground up your eggshells, get yourself a decent amount of eggshells, put a couple of drops of vinegar in the eggshells and mix it up. Not much, because the vinegars will kill the plants if you're not careful, but that releases the calcium from the eggshells, and then you can spread it around the top. So, all right, guys, 'tis 9 o'clock, and I got to go drive down through the woods in the dark to get my generator and my pump out of the water. So, have a good one. We'll see y'all in the morning. Pinball out.